Welcome to SwillinGrog's wonderful world of beer. Today's special guest reviewer Benelzebub will be returning from the Netherworld to help me review the beer to slay a mighty thirst. This is actually a reshoot of an ill-fated review we did back in March that basically all went wrong when we were too nicely toasted to realize that the camera battery was running low. Anyway, let's go and do this. Wychwood Goliath. 4.2% alcohol by volume, brewed and bottled by the Wychwood Brewery in the United Kingdom. Is that Benelzebub I hear? You have returned.
I have returned with my new super trident.
So how have things been for you in the Netherworld?
Oh, very dark and awful, which is great. Just the way I like it.
Excellent.
I've been torturing. I have been tormenting. I have been deceiving. All of those things that a Benelzebub would do in the Netherworld.
Of course.
To his minions.
Alright, so you may remember this beer. We tried reviewing it back in March this year, but we were too nicely toasted to realise that camera button was... camera battery. Camera battery.
It rhymes with button.
Yeah, that the camera battery was running really low.
The button was pretty low too.
Yes.
Yeah, it fell on the floor at one stage.
Alright, well, I think it's high time that we cracked these open and made an assessment.
Indeed.
So I'll pass you the BB Barfly bottle opener.
One glass. One bottle opener. One bottle. Oh yeah. There you go.
There we go. And I'll grab this pint glass and give it a good pour.
Aha!
Alright, well that certainly looks great, I must say. Alright, so in terms of its appearance, I guess you could call it a somewhat hazy, golden, amber, caramel kind of colour.
It's sort of a honey caramel colour, isn't it? It's like...
I think it's just in this light,
to it, yeah.
actually. It's really like bringing that out, but yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it reminds me of the colour of barley sugar.
Alright, and got a disappointing amount of head there. I think when I poured it that was about, bang on a finger. Benelzebub's still got about a finger of head.
I've got a good finger and good head.
Alright, so anyway, in terms of this brew style, it's a English bitter ale, and yeah, before I put the bottle down, you could see that it came in a 500ml brown bottle. There we go. So it's always good to see. It fills this pint glass up nicely. Alright, so anyway, on to the aroma.
You can definitely smell a caramel malt into that, isn't there?
Oh yeah, there's definitely a subtle smell of malts, and there's some caramel and toffee there too. Smells
very much caramel and toffee.
Yeah, smells absolutely delicious. Alright, getting anything else out of it?
Well, like I was saying that it's got like a barley sugar kind of colour to it. It's sweet, but in a very caramel sort of way. Like you were saying, maybe a bit of toffee, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Alright, well, I think it's time to taste this brew and see how it stacks up against all those other Wychwood brews that we've tried.
It is supposed to be the slayer of a giant thirst.
Well, yes. So
and I just happen to be thirsty.
Well, this is actually my first beer for the day. So,
This is my first beer since I returned from the Netherworld.
Well,
And I've been working pretty hard down there. It's pretty hot, torturing and you know, deceiving and all that trouble I cause here.
all that pandemonium. You
Pandemonium, that's it, absolutely. Lots of that.
All right, well, anyway, cheers to you all. Let's dive in. Well, the taste really does follow the nose. I mean, you know, it's just liquid caramel, really, and
Absolutely.
but
Getting a bit of the taste of the carbonation as well.
Oh,
that
yeah.
Slightly, you know, carbon kind of acidy taste, but it's very pleasant.
I think you would call that carbonic acid.
It is carbonic acid. I just didn't want to get too technical in case no one was following me. But it's makes it very creamy. It's actually quite.
It does. It's the
quite
carbonation.
refreshing.
It's quite, you know, kind of moderately kind of carbonated, so it you know, definitely gives it a kind of, you know, smooth kind of, you know, creamy mouthfeel. Yeah.
It's very smooth and creamy on the mouth.
So it's definitely a brew that's, you know, very malt forward. I mean, there's definitely that caramel sweetness there, but you know, it's not sickly sweet.
No, not by any means. No.
No, and I'd probably call it, you know, light to medium bodied.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not, you know, at all watery really. I mean, it's
not at all. No.
It's impressive for a brew that's only you know, 4.2% ABV.
Yes, indeed.
You know, you could easily believe that this is like, you know, somewhere between 5 and 6%.
Yeah, easily. You'd be thinking over 5. Absolutely. But it's it is good at cutting the mucus off your tongue and the back of your throat. It's got all the qualities that is thirst slaking. I thought I'd better pronounce that clearly, just in case we got a libel suit over it. Thirst slaking. Yes, but it's definitely clearing the throat and the tongue up. I can feel refreshing.
Oh, it's
happening.
very refreshing, and yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, at 4.2%, you know, it's you know, going to be a very sessionable brew, a very sessionable brew as well. I mean, you know, it's definitely got a very high drinkability.
Yeah, you won't get tipsy enough to trip over your words or anything, no.
No. No, it's amazing that, you know, we're bumbling it, you know, so much, you know, when we haven't even.
It's just so exciting.
It's just so exciting.
It is. It's so exciting to be back here doing a beer review with one of our all-time favourites. We really wanted to review this beer again because it was just so astounding when we first tried it.
Yeah, it's a real shame that you know, that damn camera, like, you know,
Fell on its button and the battery.
Yeah, fell on its button and the battery.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, so we've talked a lot about the pros of this beer. You know,
Nice
it's definitely got,
lacing
yeah, oh yes, definitely. So it's definitely got like a lot going for it, you know. But let's talk for a moment about its cons. Now, I would say the biggest problem is the price point. This is where it really suffers, folks. For 4 bottles of this, it was, I think I paid somewhere between $22 to $24, which is just, you know, absolutely ludicrous. And
So that's $11 a litre.
oh yeah, it probably would be. Yeah. Oh, actually $12 a litre.
Okay.
Oh, nearly. Like, yeah. I'm pretty sure it was more like $24. I think they were.
Okay, let's go $12 a litre.
Yeah.
Which is an insane price. I mean, it's outrageous. I think we'll have to get them down to Netherworld so I can torture them and create pandemonium and burn their feet.
Yeah, well, it's definitely, you know, a sad state of affairs as far as, you know, the price point goes for this brew. I guess another problem is that it's, you know, not widely available in Australia like Hobgoblin is, which is a real shame.
It's rather disappointing, really.
Because I think it's definitely a more, palatable, more drinkable brew than the Hobgoblin. Not to take anything away from Hobgoblin, but
Absolutely wonderful brew, yeah.
yeah, absolutely wonderful brew. But yeah, this is definitely something that you could really session and really enjoy day in and day out.
It is actually very good as a thirst-quenching beer, and I think it would become very popular with the Australian culture and the Australian lifestyle, considering how we like the outdoors and we're so sporty. We like to run around a paddock throwing bits of leather at each other, and then we want to get out there and have a nice, refreshing, thirst-slaking beer afterwards. This definitely fits the bill. It's probably very safe to drink in that situation because it's so light in alcohol. Well, comparatively, it's not actually a light or a mid-strength beer, but it's only bordering on the edge of heavy beer, so that there's a fair water content to it. It's fairly sweet, it's going to tend to replace some fluids in you a little.
I'm definitely replacing fluids at the moment.
Yes, definitely. You can see a lot of fluid replacement going on right now.
All right. Well, what would we give it in terms of a score out of 10?
I can't actually remember the score we gave it last time because apparently we were too nicely toasted. Apparently. But I would be thinking there's very few beers that I know that are in this realm of, a hazy, medium to light bodied, lighter alcohol beer that has such a beautiful session ability, such a wonderful caramel toffee taste. It's actually very moorish. I would be giving it a 9.8. I couldn't give it under a 9.7.
I think 9.8 is a good score for it.
Okay.
It's not, exactly, a totally mind-blowing beer, but, it's definitely got, some, excellent qualities, and
it's very unique in its niche. I think in its niche it's very unique.
I can't really fault it flavour-wise.
No, the flavour is absolutely amazing. I would even think that people who are a bit turned off a very bitter beer would like this because it's very drinkable. Although it's not sickly sweet, one must make the point and impress upon you that it's not sickly sweet. It's enticingly sweet.
Yeah,
it's the only way I can describe it.
All right, so there you go, folks. A 9.8 out of 10 for Wychwood Goliath. All right, so thanks for joining us. Hopefully this review turns out all right, and we won't have to reshoot this one. But
well, it hasn't fallen on its button and run it.
No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. All right, so until next time, fare thee well, or
Prost.